This is Matthew Gardner again, and I wanted to point out that Linda McMahon is right. I'm reading her issues on her website. Her number one issue listed on her website is economic growth and job creation. I agree. That is the most important thing in 2010. Unemployment's past 10% now. If you count people who stop looking for work, or people who are underemployed, it's near 20%. And she says, and she puts this so well, beautifully articulated, the economy is trying to recover, but Washington won't let it. Agreed. But she supported the bailout. Her number two issue is fiscal discipline. Yeah, 100% agree. We spent $33 million to advertise the new $20 bill, as if there's another option. And she says, quote, deficit spending must end. She supported the bailout? Linda McMahon on the bailouts. The culture of bailouts must end. She supported the bailout. Yeah, she supported the bailouts. A lot of Republicans supported the bailouts. And every single Republican that supported any of the bailouts or voted for any of the bailouts loses all credibility as a conservative. You cannot say, well, my political philosophy is small government, low taxes, industry, striving to be the best, let the free market take its course. Unless bad things might happen if we do. So, if bad things are going to happen, then let's just throw everything out the window. Sorry, you just go. For instance, Ford's going under. What happens to all those plants? Well, another car company comes in, buys those plants, re-employs those people, and they're producing for the economy again. Instead of us bailing out GM, and they're still not making a profit. Because it's bad business. Sorry. And Linda McMahon is right when it comes to business. 100%. She attacks Rob Simmons because he's a career politician. And like she says, we need more people within Washington, D.C. with real private sector experience. But, let's see, let's put together her and Peter Schiff's private sector experience. She is the CEO of the WWE.
I'm Toilet Paper Man!
Peter Schiff is the CEO of Euro Pacific Capital, which not only is directly related to economics, monetary policy, and Wall Street, but his entire business model is based on the effects government intervention has on the economy, on the stock market, on jobs, and uses that to direct his clients where to invest. So not only does he understand economics, but he's like the only economics expert who completely predicted this crisis and who all of his experience directly relates to the problems that we are facing right now. So yeah, you make the decision. You have Rob Simmons.
I'm Rob Simmons. I was in the military. Support the troops. I don't know anything about the economy or economics.
You have Linda McMahon.
I'm Toilet Paper Man!
Shut up, honey, or I'll kill you! And the kids! Or you have Peter Schiff.
Productive capacity, all that's increased is the paper values of our stocks and real estate. But that's not real wealth, no more than the NASDAQ was wealth. When you see the stock market come down and the real estate bubble burst, all that phony wealth is going to evaporate. And all that's going to be left is all the debt that we accumulated to foreigners.
Peter, I'm going to take a bet with you on this one. I'll bet you a penny on this one that if you'll sign a letter saying that if you're wrong, you'll sign a letter that you were wrong to me in this, but you're just way off base. There is nothing out there.
Big question. Will homes be worth more or less in 2007? Tom, what do you think?
You're going to see prices go up about 10%. Here's why. Because you're going to come into a regular, normal market, and in regular, normal markets, that's about what kind of appreciation you get.
Home prices up 10% in the coming year. Peter, what do you say?
Well, today's home prices are completely unsustainable. They were bid up to these artificial heights by a combination of temporarily low adjustable rate mortgage payments, by a complete, absence of any lending standards, and by speculative buying. And what's going to happen in 2007 is a lot of these artificially low ARM payments are going to be reset upward. You're going to start to see both the government and the lenders reimposing lending standards and tightening up on credit, and you're going to see a lot of the speculative buyers turn into sellers. And these sky-high real estate prices are going to come crashing back down to earth.
First of all, I have no idea what Peter Schiff is talking about. I agree with Tom. I think they're going to be probably up to about 10%. What artificial lending standard are you talking about?
Word to Peter.
Most of the profits that people have in real estate are going to vanish, just like the profits in the dot-coms in 1999-2000. It's a fantasy. People can't sell their house. The inventories are exploding all over the country. Houses are on the market for 6 months a year. There's no bidders. The prices are going to fall through the floor. You guys are deluding yourself.
We heard it. We heard it loud and clear from all of our panelists. We thank you very much.
And Stein, you say this could be a perfect storm for buyers. What do you mean?
I mean that the credit crunch is way overblown. The financials are being given away. They're so unbelievably cheap. Many of the resource companies have gotten really whacked and are cheap at this point. The subprime problem is a problem, but it's a tiny problem in the context of this economy. The storm is a problem, but it's a tiny problem. Meanwhile, it's as if nuclear war has struck the financials and really struck the whole market. It's a buying opportunity, especially for the financials, maybe that I've never seen before in my entire life.
Trace, this is just getting started. It's not just subprime. This is a problem for the entire mortgage industry. It's not just people with bad credit that committed to mortgages they can't afford. It's not just people with bad credit who are going to see their home equity vanish. And it's not limited to mortgage credit. Americans are going to have a difficult time borrowing money to buy cars, to buy furniture, to buy appliances. Foreigners around the world have been lending us money for years. They're now finding out that we can't afford to repay. This is going to be an enormous credit crunch. The party is over for the United States. We cannot continue borrowing to live beyond our means and consuming foreign products. It's
you must be a laugh right at a party.
Huh? No, I'm pretty fun at parties. Okay. I don't just talk about this. $dollars down.
But subprime is tiny. Subprime is a tiny blip.
It's not tiny, and again, it's not just subprime. It's the entire mortgage market. Right?
All right. Well, Tracy, you're disagreeing with.
Simply wrong. Well, you're simply wrong about that.
No, I'm not.
You're simply wrong.
To Ben's point,
defaults for the whole mortgage market are tiny.
No, but it's good. Just give it time. Wait till all these mortgages reset. Wait till people realize.
So you're saying it's going to be yet to come. Charles, you were just speaking. What do you think?
I think volatility is going to be here until we can look at the books of major financials. So that means until the next round of earnings. But I think the worst is over.
Ben?
Well, I think stocks will be a heck of a lot higher a year from now than they are now.
Tracy?
Yeah, but we have more volatility to go, at least through September.
Stuart?
The big banks, the central banks, still have plenty of big guns to fire. They'll fire them when necessary. The worst is over.
Peter, I guess razor blades are in order?
The worst is yet to come. The fundamentals are not sound. They're awful. If the fundamentals were sound, we wouldn't be having these problems.
All right, fair and balanced. You get to buy blue chip stocks at discount prices, but our pros say you can do that right now. It's time to get more for your money. Ben, what have you got, my friend?
Well, the financials, as I keep saying, are just super bargains. I particularly like Merrill Lynch, which is an astonishingly well-run company. A couple of days ago it was trading at barely more than 7 times earnings. Financials typically trade at a low P, but this is a joke. This stock is, they might as well be putting it in cereal boxes and giving it away. That's how cheap it is.
Charles, what do you think of that?
Yeah, I like the financials, too. Merrill isn't my top pick in the group. I think Bear is probably the cheapest, although the riskiest, and some of the others are better. But, the financials are a great place, absolutely.
So what are you doing, Charles?
I, again, like Ben, like the financials. I like Goldman Sachs. It's like getting Dolce & Gabbana on sale. This is the creme de la creme of Wall Street. It's cheap.
Isn't it still up substantially year over year, though?
It is down, and it's probably actually going to go further, and I think that people should start nibbling at this thing.
Peter, what do you think of that?
Look, stay away from the financials. They're toxic. They're not cheap. They're expensive. You think they're at well, let me finish. Let me finish. You think they're at low PEs. They have no earnings. Their earnings are going to disappear. I remember a year ago. They have no earnings. Their earnings are huge. Ben, last year when people were talking about last year when people were recommending home builders and they were talking about they're at 5 or 6 times earnings, I said those earnings are fantasy. They're not going to be here.
Fantasy about that.
No, I'm talking. No, there's a lot of losses coming up in the future. These financials are going to get hit, and they're going to get hit hard. Don't believe what these forecasts are for future. No, it's not. They're going lower.
All right, Peter, I wish we had more time with you. I know you want to continue that expose on Santa Claus.